Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. There's just so much to this Krishna consciousness. It's just so much to it. So many aspects. Hey, Hare Krishna, Lance Rule. Hare Krishna. There's just so many aspects to this Krishna consciousness. There's the religious aspect. There's the spiritual aspect. There's just so many aspects. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. The yoga aspect, it's actually a yoga system. You know, the other kinds of yoga where they, breathing, pranayama, that kind, and then to gain control of the senses and focus the mind on spirit. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. And then there's Sankhya Yoga, the philosophical kind of yoga. And then there's Hatha Yoga, where you do your exercises. And then there's Bhakti Yoga. It's a yoga system for raising the energy. Hare Krishna, the spiritual energy, raising the yoga system. Sometimes I think devotees, they're practicing Krishna consciousness, but get stuck in some of these other aspects, like the religious aspect. The proper thing to do, the rules, the religious aspect, which is still the Varnashram system. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. The religious aspect, the perfection of it is liberation. But that's different from actual Krishna consciousness. It goes much more than just the religious aspect, although it's an aspect. It's an aspect of Krishna consciousness. And it's a part of the Krishna consciousness movement. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. There's so much to this Krishna consciousness. I was thinking about that. It's like if you have a body, it has parts, and they all work together. We used to hear this all the time in the 70s. If the mouth becomes envious of the stomach, okay? Because the food goes in, or the hand becomes envious of the mouth and the stomach. How come I'm doing all the work? I'm getting all the vegetables and the fruits and the grains and everything, and I'm cooking and I'm doing all the work. And then I put it in the mouth, and the mouth enjoys it. And then it goes to the stomach, and the stomach enjoys it. And I'm doing all the work. So if the hand starts to think, I'm quit. I'm not going to serve the mouth and the stomach anymore. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm not your slave. I'm not doing any more work. I'm not preparing any more foodstuffs. That's it. You don't get anything. What happens to the hand? The whole body shrivels up. Starvation. Because the hand didn't want to do its service. So everything is designed that the hand does what it does, the mouth does what it does, the stomach does what it does, the heart does what it does, the feet, the legs, the head. They don't all do the same thing. But they work together for the entire entity. So in the human form, we've got 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 nostrils, 2 eyes, 2 ears, and a bunch of other stuff. 1 head. And it's all coordinated for the benefit of that whole form, right? So sometimes we hear about these other entities, like Lord Brahma, he's got 4 heads. Oh my God, how does he do that? 4 heads. And that's just in our universe. In other universes, Lord Brahma has a lot more heads, like hundreds of thousands of heads. How does that work? How do they all work together? Doesn't one head want to be superior over the other head and control everybody else? No. They all have their specific functions. And I was thinking, even on this planet, we see living entities that have like hundreds of legs and arms. Where do we see that? Certain insects, like the millipede. If you've ever seen one walking. And they all work together, and he's got like all these legs. But they all work together to get him to where he has to go. And if you look at this body even, it's not like, the left hand is in competition with the right hand, Like the right hand is dominant for most people. It can do things the left hand has more difficulty doing. It's more dominant. But they work together. Like the left hand might pick up the mouse and give it to the right hand to use. I'm not going to give it to the right hand. No, you use the right hand, is good at doing it. Here, go ahead. So everyone benefits. So this Hare Krishna movement really is like that. Devotees have their different things that they do. Not everybody does exactly the same thing. And just because somebody's doing something a little different in service to Krishna, it doesn't mean, they're the enemy. But it appears that it's a very new movement in the West. It appears that this has to be smoothed out and everybody work together. Prabhupada said like that. He said, your love for me will be seen in how you all work together to serve Krishna. Your love for me will be seen in that. So right now there's a lot of confusion on that point for many, many devotees. Hare Krishna, left hand's fighting with the right hand and won't put the food in the mouth, so the stuff. Actually, Prabhupada said that's the only thing that can stop this movement, is this kind of internal discord, which makes perfect sense. It's insanity. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. And see, this just goes so deep on all levels, this Krishna consciousness. It just goes so deep. On a personal level, but also in a social level, and in a universal level, and at a social level. The people that we meet during the day and interact with is so deep, because Krishna is in everyone's heart. And you really can't get away from Krishna. You can try, but you really can't. You can't kill Krishna. You can't get away from Krishna. You have to become conscious of Krishna. And surrender to Krishna. Like the hand, surrendering to doing its job, preparing the food and putting it in the mouth. So the mouth can, so it can the whole thing. Another way is like watering the root of a tree. And we would try to put the water on the different leaves and branches. There's a little bit of benefit, but it really needs to go on the root of the tree. And then the root uses that like a little mineral earth and sunshine factory to, the bell is ringing. Somebody's come here the water system's not working properly. I better go. I think they're here, these repairmen. Hare Krishna.